Welcome back, everybody, to Hutan Pantai. Having a chicken check. Count me chickens. I'm not checking the food. They really don't go through a lot. Although there is only 20. So, I've picked up a couple of mowing contracts, which I think best to do with this. Yeah. And a ploughing contract, which I've leased the equipment for, and we'll get a worker helping us out on that. In fact, can we not? Bit of tedding. 15 is there. 38 there. Plowing's just down there. We can head on up and sort everybody out, can't we? The soybean field has been sprayed, so we should be good for harvest time next month at some point. I did have a little bit of a test on a couple of modded cow barns. Now there's the cow barn XL, which I've got to be honest looked absolutely amazing when I put it in, and it's about half the price of what we'd be doing. We could put it, it's about 150, 160 grand. It's massive. Probably need a manure bunker in it, but it's got a silage pit, but it's huge. The version I put in with the fencing was 296 head of cattle. Now that's sort of exuberant against what we're potentially looking to do. So a more realistic edge for what we're planning is probably the more expensive version, but there is a cheaper version that's an inside barn, and I'm just wondering whether we could be a little bit clever and do an inside barn for the adults and then put on a pasture off the side of it for the youngsters. And then move the younger buffalo, instead of being up the hill, we could have them sort of down low. Or do we just go for the really big one and never be able to fill it? Size of this beast. And what field are we doing? Okay, nice. Quite a laid back seating position, but also up so high. Right, somebody's going to come over and start work on that. That chap. He's opening up. Bit more money in. Still no concrete bag yet, although it's early September still, first half of September, so not to worry. Yeah, let me show you. That's fine, it's just very expensive, and we will need possibly a slurry pit and a manure pit. This one is incredible and it's 150k, but as a standard it's 250. And then there's this little one which I've not checked out. The other one that I did put into test looked nice but didn't do the milking, so I didn't, and then I just found this one just now, and I'm wondering, we can milk, but could we put, I'm assuming those gates open, we could put like a feeder field off it. Potentially. That's 50 cows. Or buffalo. But we could get the milk out there. It's a tricky one for me. Oh. Out for a morning run. It's a tricky one. I suppose it depends on the money when we get around to that point, but I mean, definitely get that. What's that? It's 80 horsepower. Can go up to about 114. Let's just take it as it is for now. That's only squares. That's such a shame. But we can probably make a little bit of money on that. I suddenly got the money down a lot, innit? drop these off into... could we use this for anything? Oh yeah, it fits in with our Fendt and John Deere collection. Definitely fits in, but that's 170. Can't do any mowing. 50 grand for a little. Yeah, where am I going with this? Oh, that field again. Yeah, that, I suppose 50 grand a lot of money for something that we might just be able to use for... Yep. Weren't expecting that. It's... £50 is a lot of money to spend on something that we're potentially just gonna use for what? Transporting a water butt around. I don't think we could use it for feeding animals. I'm sure on an older version, if you just selected the tractor, you could lift both the mowers at the same time. Sure of it. What's going on there? Interesting. Incredibly interesting. I mean, the guidance really isn't working on this, is it? you know, you try and do something properly. Try to do what's right. And try again. I'm not going GPS on this. I'm going rogue. Do it my own way. Yeah, I think 50 grand on the if it, I mean, we don't even need the front arm forks, do we really? We've got it's not something that I would say we need. Right, I'll carry on and I'll come back to you. Job 1 done. What's our friend over where are we going actually for the next one? Okay, maybe I should pop my blinkers on. Yeah, you ran out of road there, didn't you? There he is. Well, he's doing okay. He's just focused on that section to start with, hasn't he? So 15%, I think he'll start to speed up a bit. He'll have bigger runs to do momentarily. Probably shouldn't be driving through the town for this, but it's too late now. I'm already on the way. But yes, cowshed wise, I know it's quite a way away, but get the question out now. What do you think? Go really big. That's annoying. I wanted to go that way. That's why I don't go down that road very often, because on the map it just looks like it's an easy downturn left, but it's not. So that's just turning you in the block. Might be able to go no right turn. It might be best going straight through, and in that case, wait, mate, turn around when you get to the end of the crossing and come back. You're crossing. Committed. Who does that? No right turn, but you can go left. I don't think they've done anything with that field since we've done some harvesting on it. Right, you know what? I'm just going to go round and round and round. From in cab this time. Someone's not happy about the decision to do that. He's just going to have to put up with it. Bit of a bump, which I'm quite surprised about there. I thought it would just be, the grass would just be on the flat part of the land, but I think patch 1.5 or 1.5.1 seems to have fixed a lot of the bouncing around that we were getting. Although it looks like I might have to be doing a bit of ploughing myself, which I don't mind. What time are we on? I'm tempted to... Oh, did we have a bit of a bounce up there then maybe? Maybe it has. I spoke too soon there. 1.5.1 did not potentially fix the bouncing. That doesn't really matter. Quite nice doing a bit of mowing. I just thought I'm saying that about the deliberation. We've got ages to put the cow shed in, but we could put it in early, couldn't we? We could put it in early. Because next month would make sense for a winter project to get it put in. Do I need to prep the ground? I suppose we can put grass to start with, can't we? Yeah, good grass. And then if we build on, we build on. Just having the money, that's the problem. I don't think we're going to have that $250,000, are we? We've got about 100 grand's worth sitting outside the store, to be fair. Which does make it a little... a little bit on the side of tricky. And then the soybean. I'm not sure if I'd already checked this. Soybean's yellow nowadays, aren't they? Ooh, big change in price. I think we're going to have to sit on that for a while then. Okay, I might have to get creative, or we might just have to go for the big dog or a bank loan. Because we're just going to be plummeting on price when we do harvest it. So we're going to have to hold that till the spring, but potentially we could bank loan it then, because we know we're sitting on that much money's worth of soybean. Food for thought. Soybean for thought. Right, I'll wrap this up, and then I think I'm going to end up doing a bit of ploughing as well. The money is too tight to mention. Quite happy with my work here. I think I've sort of managed to get it more accurate. Apart from that strip there, what I did do, there was an offset automatically set. Got rid of it. And I don't end up with that strange gap in between now. I have to flip it over when I get to each end, but it does fill in that gap there. And it's saving me £600 an hour in wages, so happy days. Train's stuttering a bit. Obviously I'm giving myself my guidelines to stick to. Turn it around. Drop it down. Nice. There is something I find quite therapeutic about doing this. I don't know why. Therapeutic ploughing. Strange. Anyway. Okay, I'm mesmerised. I did end up watching a load of videos yesterday whilst doing some farm work on, what game was that? Train Sim World. I literally sitting there thinking, well, it's just forward and backwards, isn't it? Throttle and brake. How is anybody playing this game? What's going on? Seems a little bit more in depth, to be fair. If you've played it, let me know in the comments, because is it that in depth? It's a very expensive game. Like the deluxe version of the game's 105, 110 quid, and then there's all the add-ons of the other lines that are like 20, 30 quid a pop. So I'm assuming it's a very in-depth game. Anywho, I'll come back to you as I'm finishing this up, and we'll go and see if the lads have finished with the respraying and the repairing at the store. Okay, I've nearly finished, and I'm going to go back on what I said about getting the nice neat markers that I was doing, because as soon as I got to do the headland, it all went to pot. This bit coming up probably demonstrates it a lot better, because you're following the way that essentially it's been set out for you by the GPS. You get to sections like this, as you can see ahead, and you know you've got to lift your plough up, turn around, drive over all that ploughed ground. So this area is terrible. Drop your plough down and off you go again for a short distance. So doesn't make it very neat. However, I'm incredibly confident that once the contract's finished and we collect the money on it, it'll all look fine. Drive over that. Yeah, we could have bought that farm actually. In hindsight, we could have just saved up and bought that. But I quite like where we are with the hill. It's just the section at the back isn't as nice as it could be. Although we can still put a sheep pen up there. It's doable. Certainly is doable. Or just turn it into forestry again. Or leave it wildflower meadow. Oh, we're done. Oh, what time are we at? Bang on 4 o'clock. What a good time to finish. Just get back in time to check on the garage. And finally move the telehandler back. And we're still only September 1, so it's still a bit longer to be making a bit of monies. Let's just pop that there for him. Big dog, that, isn't it? Right, we started today with 125 grand. Oh yeah. Ooh, I don't think we're making much money on that. If anything. This we are though. That we did. The tractor, I don't think we did make anything at all on. That contract's 14 grand on that. That's nice. 162 we're up to now. That's quite pleasing, isn't it? Let's drive home like this. Why wouldn't we? So I can get a nice high vantage point and see what's happened to my ploughing. To be fair, the worker had done a really good job of it. Oh, it looks it's the same. I'm wrong. Sort of ploughed the rest of it underneath, but then still kept the tyre deformation in. Interesting. What a great way to get about. Obviously you wouldn't do this in the real world. But this is a computer game, so why not? This isn't real. Is it? Nice, nice, and more nice. That pretty much brings us to the end of this installment. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I've got to think about that. Ooh, I better. You know what? Let's sit there with that. No, wrong one. That one. Hopefully that won't roll away. Give me mowers a good old rinse before I put them back. I'll put that there for now. Do a bit of a tidy up, couldn't we? No, still no concrete. Well, and on that note, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Left me beacons going, haven't I? One job.